AI-powered automation. Sir.
May I request Dr. Pal to please take the session ahead. Good luck, sir.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to be with all of you here. And we belong to the same fraternity. And I hope that we'll have a great discussion for the crowd here to understand. So, majorly, we have already spoken that industry, academia is a very, very important and very highly spoken across academics across the country. Just before this, there was a panel of discussion in which it was mentioned that India is a very young country and we have more than 40 crore youth which is there, and that is where we are supposed to focus on. Right? Keeping that in context, it is such that with the largest, youngest population in this country, and we have a great education system. Odisha is now very, very famous as an educational hub. There is still, this generation is on a huge short gap as far as skills is concerned, as far as learning is concerned, as far as being job ready is concerned. They are not getting job ready anymore. That's what the industry is saying. Academia is saying that we are skilling. So coming to this, I would bring this question to sir, that C.V. Raman is of big name, great name. As a matter of fact, even I applied for it when I was young. What is the approach as far as engineering is concerned in today's AI world? What is C.V. Raman doing, first of all, for the youth? And what is the kind of infrastructure, what is the kind of work that C.V. Raman is doing towards building that skill?
Good evening to all of you. Thank you, my co-panelist. In fact, as all of us know that in the present day, when we are preparing the graduates or the professionals from the institutions, we want them to be industry ready. We want them to be productive from the day one, which industry wants now. And for this, in fact, both education and skilling has to go together. As we know that earlier days, the industries were taking the graduates and then they were giving training in their own premise. But unfortunately, industry is not ready to do so because of the competitiveness, because of the global competition scenario. They want that the students who will be part of their industry must be ready from day one. So we as an educational institutions, all of us has to face, or all of us has to be ready for this particular situation. And we need to make our graduates or make our professionals in such a way that they have to be all-round growth so that they join the organization and become ready. And again, on the onset of the National Education Policy 2020, in fact, there are a lot of things has to be done so that our professionals are also become ethically standard or value-wise standard. So in the C.V. Raman Global University, as all of you know that this university has been set up in 1997 as an engineering college. On 2020, it has become an university. And the university is known for its quality education from day one. From the inception, there is always a thrust how we make our graduates employable, ready for the industries. And presently, this has been very extensively done. It was already there. And the university campus has been equipped with all teaching learning facilities. In addition, we have also 27 centers of excellences, where these centers of excellence are being set up by the industries. Whether we talk about manufacturing, whether we talk about AI center, whether we talk about embedded systems, whatever we talk about. Like we have Industry Connect, and the laboratories has been updated as the time progresses on. And also I am very happy to say that you must be knowing that C.V. Raman Global University is the first university who has bagged the first ever gold medal in 2019 in water technology, which has happened in Russia. And even 2019, we have silver medalist, 2000, both in Odisha skill as well as in the India scenario. Our competitors or our people participate and they backed awards. So the overall, I say that C.V. Raman Global University is trying to keep our graduates or make our graduates both educationally standard as well as skill-wise. But again, we also put thrust on the fundamentals so that when one skill changes, they have to adopt the new skill. So only skilling in the present day or making them ready for the present is not sufficient. So we also keep track that they should be adaptable to the changes which is coming out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Krishnan, sir, you have been into a lot of MSME collaboration. You have also been into entrepreneurship. My question to you, what is today's very, very urgent skill gap that the industry is seeing and is required?
Good evening, all of you. At the outset, I want to thank Interview Times for inviting me to this panel discussion on education. And more importantly, I want to congratulate Divya Babu and his team for coming up with a beautiful concept, this of CEO Conclave, for the first time in Odisha at the national level CEO Conclave. And I'm definitely, it's going to inspiration for all the leaders and CEOs and even the young generation to take up the challenge once again in education about employee and employability. I think this CEO conference is going to help young generation to understand the importance of employability and also taking the path of entrepreneurship. And here, as the skilling gap you just said, I think the skilling gap is more in the generation who are leading from the front. Maybe it's in this administration or of education, the teachers, because the present workforce that what we have, all are digital migrants, and the new generation, the generation are more acquainted to this digital world. And to bridge this gap of skilling, I think we have to really work on the workforce that we have. And that's what, as a group, we are trying to do and bring in the AI into our system at the board administration level, at the teaching digital pedagogy level. And because now in this AI, in this particular world, the boundaries of learning boundaries have been removed. Maybe it's classroom or a campus. It's all about how we're going to skill up our people to make the students to get the best of exposure. And there's a lot of gap even in our academic and industry ready students, what we are trying to make. There's also a gap. And I'm sure the day we are going to scale up our employees, our workforce, I think this gap can be bridged in. And because I'm into right from basic schooling to the university level, the biggest challenge what we are facing is scaling up. But with NEP coming in and with the blended mode of working culture and taking the learning among this workforce is going to help to scale up this particular skill gap that is existing in the present world.
Dr. Nanda, SOA has been the fastest growing university in this state. It's done great miles. Nothing can be said more or less. It's been done a great job. How much is the requirement of infrastructure? See, today, industry does not hire degrees anymore. Industry is hiring people with the capability or with the ability. So, being such a large university, what is the research infrastructure which is being provisioned or which you are envisioning to provision for your engineering graduates and other graduates so that they have that kind of ability created to them in academia in which they'll be more relevant in the industry tomorrow?
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Interview Times, for inviting me to share some of my thoughts. Thank you all co-panelists. Yes, there is a concept of there is a gap now being talked about that industry ready students are not available. So for that every university is gearing up. So as is also we are also gearing up for that. And NEP 2020 also has focus on this. I think 50, 60 years back, there are skills embedded into the education. Over the years, I think skill took a backseat, and yes, the education took the other way. So now it has again come back that we have to focus on not only the knowledge, fundamental aspects, but also the skill in a particular area, particular directions. So the education plus skill, if you mix, then one will be ready. And that's what every university is doing, also we are doing. Now there is a no more concept of the usual monologue classroom study. This is a kind of a, there is a syndrome now, attention deficit syndrome. The students are no more there to focus attention for 1 hour at a stretch. So therefore there is a concept of learning by doing, flipped classrooms. And also we provide in the campus itself tinkering labs and incubation centers and center of excellence, and more so for the research kind of thing. NEP vouches for the undergraduate students also should participate in hands-on and also research labs. So therefore in our university also we have built up 60 research labs, 18 dedicated research centers, and undergraduate students are exposed to that. And also the industry people are invited. Industry problems are also kind of discussed. There is a concept of professor of practice, which also we have had professor of practice, so that the industry problems should come to the classrooms. And students are also nowadays ready to now work, learn, develop their own skill together with the kind of the academics or the education. That's what in our university we are asking the students to start the projects right from the first year itself, expose them to the tinkering labs so that they can play around with that kind of the idea, so that they eventually go up with every semester and learn by doing, and eventually a capstone project. So that's the concept of outcome-based education. And that's how we can make the students ready for different industries in different kind of the domain. And as far as the research is concerned, now no more the research is, there is a demand for transnational research, but the research has to be converted into products. That also we have been aiming at, and few products have been commercialized from our university, from health sciences, and many more also people are thinking. So that's how the students are more now kind of the industry ready, I can say, more towards skilling and with the education blended.
Thank you so much, sir. So this is like pulling the rat out of the hat situation. The largest, biggest situation is how when we need to start redesigning skilling for Gen Z. Everybody is speaking about Gen Z, right? So today's world, sir, is where you can learn AI from YouTube, you can get a certificate degree in Python from, let's say, Coursera, and so on and so forth from Upgrad, or so many other values. A quick question to sir. Does traditional degrees that we all are providing, is it enough for today's students and today's industry?
In fact, actually, if you see this earlier concept of getting a BTech mechanical, BTech electrical, BTech civil, it's in fact like still exists, but in addition to that, the students need to learn the other aspects of these multidisciplinary concepts. So in addition to these core branches, whatever they study, we at C.V. Raman and most of the universities they do, we are also offering a program called as a minor program, so that the students across the branches can take a computer science students can also take a subject in mechanical, in mechatronics. a subject of computer science or cyber security can be learned by electrical professors. So these minor programs will make them equipped to make them cross-discipline, and also tomorrow whenever they have a or change of technology comes in, they will be able to adapt or adopt to the new changes so that they can do that. In addition, in fact, no longer like the subjects like AI or these things has become any kind of specialization. It has become a need. It has become a need for across the branches. So every university should facilitate that all the graduates, all the students must learn AI. And earlier people were talking about using chat GPT is a crime because you are copying and all this. But no longer that concept is valid. That should be a part of the, in your educational process itself, and your faculty must be equipped, your faculty and your students must be also equipped of such thing, because they have become a need and they have become a support things. But at the same time, we must be very careful how we do not want to abuse it or misuse it. So that kind of culture must be developed across which we are also putting effort. And it must be taught to them that the skill what you are getting from the AI or data, whatever it is all data driven. And these are all developed by the human beings. We have put data and the AI is trying to give us the output. So this is a way for a step for giving you ignition to solve a particular problem. But there is something beyond these solutions what is prescribed by AI that students must learn, this faculty must learn, so that we further develop and we utilize this tool, AI, whatever we say, in the best possible manner.
Thank you, Dr. Maji. Krishna sir, a quick question. Today, Gen Z is not about education or degree anymore. So they are not saying they want to learn. They are on a hyper local speed kind of a thing, right? They want things fast. They want proof of concept. Rather than learning, they believe in getting things done, do it now. So rather than saying that, okay, fine, I want to learn how to code, they want to go and start developing a product. They want to, earlier we had this process which was there, but today that process is not there. They are straight away going to do something. How does education mop up with this kind of a mindset of the generation, in which they want to not process the traditional method, but they want to process something which is an end product? How do we address this situation with students?
It's very interesting, sir, because I spend most of my time in a day with the Gen Z kids, because I stay in the campus at Burger along with these kids. They're very, very smarter, and they know more than what their mentors teach them. At the end of the day, the only way how we can provide a learning environment to them is the teachers trying to understand the kids' mindset is very, very important. That's where I think the big gap has been created, is what we think when we say no to them. Before they're ready to listen to us, if they understand the logic why we say no to it. And the biggest gap is we are not able to understand the Gen Z mindset, and till we understand them, I think it's really tough to handle this generation kids. And I was listening because now the way the students look at things is completely different the way we perceive. And unless and until we understand this Gen Z, really tough, because whatever that things comes to us, I think it's really tough to handle. But to say that they're very, very smarter, the only way where we can really do justice to these kids is removing the boundaries, as Sir has said, removing the boundaries, four walls of a classroom, the overall environment of the campus. They should be given that freedom, liberty to really think beyond the book. That mindset has to come into the teachers. Then only I think this we can do just. Otherwise, coming to a class to learn a syllabus, a topic, or to attain a degree is not going to help. And that was even existing to us as well. I always say, ମୁଁ ଯାହା ପଢ଼ିଛି ସେଇଟା କରୁନି, ଯାହା କରୁଛି ସେଇଟା ପଢ଼ିନି. So this is existing in every generation, and what students are learning now, maybe they are far ahead about what they're being taught in the class, because they're very, very smarter. And for that, I think upscaling the people, no, upskilling ourselves to handle these particular kids is only way where we can do justice with their learning.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Nanda, so is NEP, the myth of NEP is this, that the concept of NEP was based on the understanding how the Western education world works. Western education world works on the primary concept of research. So even just not master programs, but in graduating programs also, any fraternity, may it be medical, engineering, science, arts, whatever. So they is basically research-driven education. That is how the Western world is much more faster in developing products. But India is still about taking care of problem statements, creating solutions, not creating products. So in the true factor, very genuinely, do you really think that we are actually implementing NEP in the state?
Yes, this is a very, very pertinent question. I think we are implementing, in the process of implementing, because NEP cannot be implemented in a year or 5 years. It has been given for a substantial time to implement, and there are many attributes which you have to take care. But yes, we have been started implementing, and many university has implemented. We also have implemented, and the beauty of this is that there is a multidisciplinarity concept. There is a micro-credential concept. There is a skilling concept embedded into the graduate studies. So some of them are really helping, and though it is viewed that NEP is kind of mimicking or emulating the Western world, but it's not true, because if you look at the Western world, where the topmost university, ethos kind of thing, MIT, I will say, that is learning by doing. So there everything happens by kind of theory and practice, both hands-on together. So similar concepts also are coming to our country, and university also trying to do that by, like AICT is kind of a encouraging for tinkering labs, supporting them also. So we have also got a tinkering lab from AICT, like where the students can try their own, can try their idea and fail, whatever, mentored by the faculty. So the faculty also, they are upskilling themselves. They have to upskill. So the students' participation is necessary. And as Mr. Krishnan was telling that, yes, I think the Gen Z is different. So there is a saying that a teacher teaches, but a good teacher, best teacher inspires. So no more the way you used to dictate the students, those days are gone. So you have to really inspire the students and show the students the way and the complexity of the problems, where the real world needs, and how it has to blended with the current dimensions, current technology. Say could be AI is one of them, and many others. So therefore the students are ready to accept that. And now university have to kind of gear up to meet their expectations.
Absolutely right, sir. As you rightfully said, the government is doing a lot to promote NEP. Few of our students at RCM, they actually got funding and about 25 GPUs to start coding, right? And AICT gives out crores of funds. UGC gives out crores of funds. Money starting from building a gymnasium to a data center. So there's no end of money. Coming to this very pertinent question, research is driven by requirement of application. The need has to be there in the market, right? So this is an open for any one of you to answer. As academicians, how forward have you seen industry to come back to academics and say, I want this research done, I want this product done, get me a team of students, get me a team of professors, and let us create this product or create this analysis or create this report. All of you are academicians. How do you think the support of government is great? AICT is great, even I know this. What is the support of the industry as far as the opportunity is concerned? Anybody? Yeah, please.
In fact, if you see this, like earlier days, the industry and academia was working in silos. But the days are gone. In fact, industry is dependent on the academia. Academia is also dependent equally on the industry. And it has also put a thrust from the government side that industry has to talk to the institutes. Institute also has to talk to the industry, so that the research which was happening earlier, as you were rightly saying, that in the Western world, they work hand in hand. And that is why whatever they are working, they are directly working for the industry. And the product is ready, there is someone who is using it. And before actually the research happens, the industry says that I want this, and the person who is also working is also working for the industry. So that situation has in fact started coming, but in that case, both the steps have to be taken both from the industry side more rigorously, already started, but more rigorously also from the academia side. Like typically, it is not that we should wait for the industry and industry should wait for the academia to go in. If you typically when I was leading in VSS UT Burla, I took a set of professors to DRDO Chandipur, and the scientists from their side, they listened to our professors' expertise, and as well as a set of scientists told about their need, what they are interested for. And a handshake, there was a handshake, and we could leverage some of the problems from the DRDO, and people have started working. Similarly, in IIIT DM, when I was working, one such project we have initiated, like extraction of the fibers from the banana stem. If you see in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, when the yield took place from the banana tree, then the stem is being thrown out. So we took an initiative, we went to the industry, we have manufactured one machine from the IIIT DM Kanchipuram. Government of Tamil Nadu took an initiative, and we could succeed. There was a venture capitalist from Pune who has spent 3 crores rupees. So things are happening, and it will have to be more rigorous. And we have a lot of CEOs from here, from the industries, and they should also from the academia. The handshake must be very, very aggressive.
It's still already working. So
I
your
want
take.
to add here, sir, because beautifully you asked about research. I am situated as the President of Publications to Public Health. I am the President of the University of the Bhubaneswar. And I am into healthcare as well, because I am operating hospital in western part of Odisha. The serious issues going on, because now after post-pandemic, it's all important about prevention of diseases. Now the complete team of public health are now focused on few issues, like Bargad is cancer prone, all of you know about it, you have been reading in papers. People are working on this aspect. What are the reasons and causes of these many patients of cancer? And secondly, CKD is one of the biggest problem in Bargad district. I have a village in Attavira block where there are 23 young patients are getting dialysis on daily basis. The team has been deputed there to work out and see what is the cause of the CKD in that particular, like many villages are there. And one more important aspects are now for universities is NEP has given liberty and freedom to every institute to design courses. I think it is the responsibility of us. Now I have a university in Chhattisgarh, Raipur.
Full autonomy has been.
We are now going into industries and trying to, I am in consult with my advisory team, to design and frame courses where in consultation with the industry, where there will be job employability for these people.
Sir.
So that when we design a courses basing on the need of the industry and involving the industry into our academia, I think definitely they will give us suggestions about what research our students can take up in the industry that the courses we are designing.
True. Dr. Nanda, your last word.
Yes, earlier industry were exactly isolated, but nowadays they are also coming to the universities. And the concept that there is a big gap for last 5 decades or 6 decades, that actually vanishing, gradually vanishing. And yes, the students need also, they are interested to be ready with the industry problems. So far, industry also proposing the universities to modify their curriculum. We are also keeping them in the board of studies. And we are also modifying, because every university is doing that. And in the process of this modifying, the students are gaining confidence and also now partially ready to join that. Now, industry also is giving live problems for the students to solve, and
So
there
that
is a
interaction
concept
is
of
happening now.
training the trainers. So they are training the teachers now, faculty members at their own place, so that the faculty will come back and train the students in their own requirement. That's happening. So that's
Great.
a good sign that industry is now joining hands.
Great to hear that. So you leave professors to the forum, and I think so we can go on for the next 5 hours. We are used to teaching. So last but not the least, thank you everybody for joining the panel. It was a great discussion. And thanks Interview Times for allowing us to have this conversation in front of CEOs and top leaders. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pal, for taking the session with such precision and asking such amazing questions. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this session, we can proudly conclude that by providing the young people, the young minds with the skills that they require, we can truly make a lasting impact, a true difference to the society. All it requires is a collective efforts from all quarters. And on that note, now it's time to felicitate our panelists for giving their precious time to us and giving their amazing insights to the discussion. And before that, I take this opportunity to request Dr. Madan Mohan Sethi, and may also request Dr. Rabindra Narayan Behra sir to please join us on stage. पुनर्बार एक भव्य करताली सहित मंच उपरको स्वागत करिबा पई अनुरोध करिबाकु चाहिबी. Now we take this opportunity to felicitate our first speaker. We would like to felicitate our first speaker, our moderator, Dr. Preetam Pal, the proud director of RCM Bhubaneswar. RCM Bhubaneswar, which needs absolutely no introduction when it comes to skilling, higher education in Odisha. We would like to felicitate our next speaker, Dr. Pradipta Kumar Nanda, Vice Chancellor of SUA deemed to be University. ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭଲ ପାଇବା ଜାହିର କରନ୍ତୁ କରତାଳି ସହିତ, କାରଣ ଏଜୁକେସନ୍ ଏବଂ ସ୍କିଲ୍ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଏକ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ବିଷୟବସ୍ତୁ, ଯାହା କେବଳ ରାଜ୍ୟ ସରକାର ନୁହେଁ କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ସରକାର ମଧ୍ୟ ଅଧିକ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦେଇପାରିଛି. Next, we would like to felicitate Sri Murli Krishna, founder, chairperson of Krishna Vikash Group of Institutions. A round of applause for Sri Krishna for such amazing and valuable insights. And I'm sure at the end of this session, we would have learned a thing or two regarding education and skill development. Next, we would like to felicitate Professor Dr. Bansidhar Majhi, Vice Chancellor of C.V. Raman Global University, Bhubaneswar. ओडिशार शिक्षा क्षेत्र को रुधिमंत करिथिबा सेमदि किछि सफल व्यक्तित्व को एकाठी करि परिछि द इंटरव्यू टाइम्स. ताहा संभव होई परिछि आपण समस्तंकर सदिच्छा भल पाइबा पई. सेति पई आपण समस्तଙ୍କୁ जेते धन्यवाद देले मध्ये बहुत कम हबो. We'll take a group picture real quick before we get down to one session number 3.
Thank you so much, all the panelists and the moderator, along with all the dignitaries. Now we quickly move on to the next session, and that is